And now it's time for Quiz Night Challenge. Your quizmaster is Ross King, and the teams Blackpool Cricket Club take on the Cornerhouse from Newcastle.
Hi, I'm Ross King, and welcome for the last time in the present series to Quiz Night Challenge. Now, over the present series, you've seen some of the finest UK Quiz League teams battle it out to win the magnificent Quiz Night Challenge trophy, and also, of course, the famous red sweatshirts. This evening, they are worn with pride by our champions who have now won 6 times in a row, going for a 7th win. They are the Blackpool Cricket Club. As usual, we have along at the end Dave, 35, a lecturer in politics and in history. In the middle, he's 41, he's a chemist, he is the captain, and he is Bob. And at the end, a 33-year-old teacher who's Steve, and they make up the Blackpool Cricket Club. Well, it will take a lot to take away those sweatshirts and the trophy, but who knows, tonight may be the night for the Cornerhouse from Newcastle. Let's meet them. At the end, John is a builder and a decorator. John in the middle, the captain this time is a civil servant, and along at the end we have Rod, who is a teacher, the Cornerhouse from Newcastle. Those are the teams taking part in this, the final challenge. Let's get on with it right into round 1. As usual, in round 1, each team has 100 seconds to answer as many questions as they can. 3 points for a correct answer, 2 points if they pass the buck, pass it on to their neighbouring teammate and they get it correct. Both teams ready? We start, as usual, with the challengers, the Cornerhouse. John, we start with you, and 100 seconds starts now. Which town is at the mouth of the River Tweed in Northumberland?
Berwick.
Correct. Captain John, in an accident in which sport was Prince Alfonso de Bourbon of Spain killed this year? In Colorado.
Skiing.
Is correct. Rod, to which radical group of revolutionaries did Robespierre and Danton belong?
Pass.
John?
Pass.
The Jacobins. Your question, John. Where was the 18th World Congress of Philosophy held in August 1988?
Pass.
Captain John?
Helsinki.
No, Brighton. Your question, John. In which Olympics did Olga Korbut win gold medals on the beam and for the floor exercises?
1972.
Correct. In Munich. Rod, in which country is there a NATO military airbase at Keflavik on Faxa Bay?
Iceland.
Correct. John, what's the surname of the American chat show hostess whose first name was said to have been misspelled on her birth certificate so that instead of the biblical name Orpah, it became Oprah?
Pass. Winfrey.
Is correct. And your question, Captain John, which mayor of Cologne was sacked in 1933 by the Nazis, then sacked again by the British in 1945, before in 1949 becoming West Germany's first chancellor?
Pass.
Rod?
Adenauer.
Yes, Conrad Adenauer. Your question, Rod. Which sportsman married Carmen Botan in Santander, Spain in December 1988?
Ballesteros.
Is correct. John, who wrote the novel The Dressmaker, as well as Young Adolf and Winter Garden?
Pass.
Captain John, no. Beryl Bainbridge. Your question, John. What new name was given in 1956 to Bedloes Island, New York? Because of
Liberty Island.
Yes, well in there. You got in on the buzzer. That made a bit of a difference because it means at the end of that, the Cornerhouse scored 22. Fine start by the challengers. The champs turn to reply now. 100 seconds for you. We start with Dave, and the time starts now. Who made a flight of 108 minutes in Vostok 1 in 1961?
Gagarin.
Correct. Bob, Sassari is the second town of which Italian island after Cagliari?
Sicily.
Wrong. Sardinia. Steve, who, when still a teenager, wrote Bonjour Tristesse, which became a bestseller in the 1950s?
Francois Sagan.
Correct. Your question, Dave. Which port was chosen as a treaty port in 1842 under the Treaty of Nanking and is now China's largest city?
Shanghai.
Is correct. Steve, which half-brothers were each leader of the Conservative Party, one from 1921 to 1922 and the other from 1937 to 1940?
Baldwin.
Wrong. Austin and Neville Chamberlain. Dave, in the series of 1950s films that included Francis in the Navy and Francis Goes to West Point, this is for you, Steve, who or what was Francis?
Talking Mule.
Is correct. Dave, Which saint was canonized in 1933, 75 years after she claimed to have had visions of the Virgin Mary in a grotto?
Bernadette.
Is correct. Bob, which single word can be used for both an electrolytic cell or battery and for a multiple bet on 4 or more horses?
A Yankee.
Wrong. Accumulator. Steve. George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Roy Orbison, Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne used which group name of a family to make a 1988
Travelling
album?
Wilburys.
Is correct. Dave, what public post did Jack Ketch perform in the 70s?
Hangman.
Is correct. Stephen, in the Old Testament, what do the books of Samuel, Kings and Chronicles have in common? This is for Bob.
Pass.
Books about David, King David.
No, they were each in 2 parts. Your question, and we're out of time there at the end. Well, just 1 point in it because Blackpool Cricket Club scored 21. At the end of round score sees the challengers in the lead on 22. The Cornerhouse from Newcastle. On we move to round 2. Captain's fingers only on the buzzers here, so stand by, captains. Please confer before pressing the buzzers. 3 disciplines in this round. We start with people. 5 clues to a well-known person, living or dead. Get it on the first clue, it's 5 points, and so on down to 1 for the 5th and final clue. This female novelist never married and is buried in Winchester Cathedral. Blackpool and Bob.
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen for 5 points. They've done it again. Well done. Proved a very successful part each week for Blackpool. Second part is places. 1 point for each correct answer here. Again, fingers on the buzzers. Which shipping forecast area covers the Scottish coast between Malin and Fair Isle? Cornerhouse John.
Minches.
Wrong. 1 point. Blackpool, can you pick it up?
Hebrides.
Hebrides is correct. What's the capital of Kampuchea? Blackpool and Bob.
Phnom Penh.
Is correct. In which state of the USA are the counties of Nevada, Orange, Santa Cruz, Blackpool and Bob?
California.
Is correct. And Fresno. 4th question on places. Near which mid-Wales town, popular with visitors, is Valley Crucis, Cistercian, and it's the Cornerhouse and John?
Llangollen.
Is correct, and well pronounced too. Final question on places. Which shipping forecast area covers the sea of Bremerhaven and Hamburg? Bremerhaven or Bremerhaven, depending which way you want it, and Hamburg, which shipping forecast area covers? Blackpool and Bob.
Heligoland.
Is wrong. Cornerhouse, can you pick it up for a bonus?
North Sea.
No. German Bight. On we move now to events. 2 points for each correct answer here, but as usual we start by wanting to know which year. So in which year did the prolific inventor Thomas Alva Edison die and the Royal Navy mutiny at Invergordon? Blackpool and Bob.
1913.
Is wrong. Cornerhouse and John.
1930.
Wrong. 1931 was the answer we were looking for there. Bad luck there. Okay, 4 questions for you on events in 1931. Whose new oratorio, Belshazzar's Feast? Blackpool and Bob.
William Walton.
William Walton gets you 2. Which former Labour minister formed his own separate party? Blackpool and Bob again.
Mosley.
Yes, Oswald Mosley, and called it the New Party in 1931. Which ballet dancer who died in January 1931 had created the Cornerhouse and John?
Nijinsky.
Is wrong. Blackpool and Bob. I'll give you the full question. Which ballet dancer who died in January 1931 had created the role of the Dying Swan in Fokines ballet and had a dessert named after her?
Pavlova.
Yes, Anna Pavlova. And the final question. The businessman and philanthropist Lord Trent, who died in June 1931, Blackpool and Bob.
Jesse Boot.
Yes, founder of Boots the Chemist. And so, the end of round score there sees in the lead on 37, the champs, Blackpool Cricket Club. Specialist time now. Each team has nominated a member to answer questions on a specialist subject, which they've chosen from our list. The challengers go first. The Cornerhouse, it's Rod. 5 questions for you, answering questions on sport. 2 points for each correct answer. Bonus point can be picked up, and Blackpool, you can confer. Your first question, Rod. In September 1988, Erik Gundersen won the World Championship in which sport? Yes, Rod, no need to buzz. It's
Speedway.
Speedway is correct. Which team won the 1988 Budweiser Bowl, beating the London Olympians 30-6?
Manchester.
No. Blackpool, a chance for a bonus point.
Bulls.
Yes, Birmingham Bulls. And that happened in American football. Good bonus point for you. Your third question, Rod. What was remarkable about Eastbourne United's 3-1 win over Shoreham in the 1988-1989 FA Cup?
All the goals were own goals.
No is wrong. Good try. Bob, need to hurry you on the bonus?
Longest number, the multiplicity of replays.
No. It was the first FA Cup match refereed by a woman. It was Kim George. Your fourth question, Rod. At which sport do Philippa Roberts, Andy Rook, Andy Mapple and John Battleday represent Britain?
Could you say them again, please?
Certainly. At which sport do Philippa Roberts, Andy Rook, Andy Mapple and John Battleday represent Britain?
Was it badminton?
It's not, I'm afraid. Bob?
Water skiing.
Yes, water skiing. You pick up another bonus point. And your final question. Name the only Football League club with 3 S's in its name. The only British Football League club with 3 S's in its name.
British, you mean including Scotland?
Including Scotland, yes.
3 S's. No.
No. Blackpool?
Mine's a blank.
Mine's a blank?
No idea.
No, the answer was East Stirlingshire. So, thought you might have got it there when you asked about Scotland, but never mind. You got one right there. That gets you 2 points, takes your score up to 25. So a round of applause for Rod there. Tense moment there. Well, still in the lead on 39 it is, the Blackpool Cricket Club, and their specialist will be going next. That's after the break and Quiz Night Challenge.